Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dave, and today I'm asking you, what do you want to see from the next iPad, the second generation iPad? What would you like it to be able to do? I'm asking this question purely because there are a lot of people on my channel who said, I'm not getting an iPad, I'm going to wait for the second generation because they're not currently happy with the way it is at the moment. It seems to tick most of the boxes as a tablet device and a very simplistic and easy to carry and convenient internet device and productivity tool. But realistically, there are a couple of things, and I'm one of those people, I have to say, that it's missing or it's limited to that, kind of prevented me from actually buying the first generation iPad. And there's also a lot of people out there who make the interesting point, never buy the first generation of anything from Apple. Well, I don't know if that's always, the philosophy that you should follow, but I suppose in this case, for some people, fair enough. Personally, I think the iPad is a fairly complete product, but it is missing a couple of things critical that I would really need in order for it to fully qualify as the kind of machine that I want to use. As essentially a full portable computer. Now, we obviously suspect that tablets will never fully take over from notebooks or indeed netbooks, but certainly they will encroach on their market space. And I think the second generation iPad will go much further in that direction. Currently, there are a few things that are missing from this iPad that kind of frustrate me a little bit. One of them, of course, is a front-facing camera. This has been one of the harshest criticisms that have been leveled at the device. And in general, we have to say that the device was a, fairly glowing success. So, it doesn't really matter what I say. The point is, personally, I think that that is a kind of a deal breaker for me. I have it on my MacBook Pro. I want a front-facing kind of eyesight type camera in the front of my iPad, and that's just simply what I would want. It's ideal. It's perfect for that kind of video conferencing. And it's obvious that Apple left out the camera on the first generation iPad in order to milk as many sales out of an iPad without a camera, so that then when the camera is released in the second generation iPad, they can say, it's a revolution, and now with a camera. First generation should have had one anyway. That's just how they work. Now, I'm sure there are other manufacturers doing similar things, so let's just not blame on Apple. But definitely, I think that the iPhone 4 holds the key to many of the new developments that we will see in the second generation iPad. For example, well, the aforementioned camera, but also FaceTime. I can see that over Wi-Fi and eventually over 3G, possibly 4G at that stage, we will probably see FaceTime as an application that people will be using. Of course, Skype and other VoIP type services as well, which would be great. I think a Retina display is probably going to be a no-brainer in many respects. At the moment, the iPad uses a regular IPS LCD display, backlit, and although some people say, it makes for a great ebook reader, in general, that display is probably not the best for your eyes long term, and that's really one of the main reasons that's going to cause a little bit of eye strain if it does. Perhaps some of you have experienced that, so by all means comment if you have, or if you haven't for that matter. But the fact is, you can see up close some pixelation, and that's not something your eyes are used to when reading a normal book. So with the Retina display, that won't be an issue. So hopefully a Retina display should be something that we will see in future tablets, and hopefully the iPad as well. And obviously, as a result of this, the camera, we may see a rear-facing camera as well. Will we? I don't know, to be honest, if it's entirely necessary. But in order to make use of FaceTime's switching camera method, so you can be on a call and say, oh, take a look at this, I'm looking at something over here, that's a great thing to be able to do. We've seen it in the iPhone 4, maybe we'll see it on the iPad, but it wouldn't be completely necessary, and I'll understand why, because when you have a rear-mounted camera like that, the tendency is I can take pictures, I can take actual photographs like what you can with an iPhone. But it's a little bit cumbersome to take a photograph with a device that's that large. So really, maybe the camera for still images should remain exclusively on the iPhone. That's just my opinion, and I'm sure probably Apple will probably be thinking something along those lines, but some of us probably will want the ability to take those kind of photos. Anyway, I think that the other big thing for me that's really necessary really is just a software related thing, and that is file sharing. the lack of file sharing for me is a big problem. And really, I was amazed to when I was asking the people in the Apple store in Chicago. I've asked several geniuses, and I said, is there anything here? Is there any way of actually sharing files? Wirelessly, I've got my iPad here. Other than syncing, plugging the thing in, and syncing is my computer. I have a computer over there, and I've got another computer, and maybe I have a server or a NAS box, and I want to connect to all these devices. Is there any way that I can just simply transfer it wirelessly? And there isn't. There is a way of using an app called AirVideo that you can basically stream video content from anywhere, and it actually converts. It's obviously a third-party app. It's just disappointing, but it will actually allow you to stream any type of video from any source wirelessly, and it converts it for a format that is viewable on your iPad. And that's fair enough that that option exists for people, although it can be a little bit unstable at times. But Apple do need to address that, because having the ability to connect, and obviously there's a limited file system there, but having the ability to connect, share your files, that is a crucial thing, and it would definitely be a way of really, I suppose, separating the iPad out from just being a large iPhone or iPod Touch. Obviously, there are some key software features that are currently missing on this first generation iPad, and there will be obviously there on the second generation iPad. And those things will come with the next software release, which will be iOS 4 for the iPad. Currently, iOS 4 is only available in the iPod Touch and iPhone. That will be standardized, features like multitasking and folders, among many other things. Those innovations that came with iOS 4 for those devices will obviously be farmed out onto the iPad as well, which would be great to see. And I've heard rumors that iOS 4 will come for the iPad in either August or possibly November. So they're two completely different dates, and there's a good bit of time to wait, but definitely it is coming this year. We know that for sure. And obviously, once those things are standardized, we'll take it as a given that they will be there. Obviously, in possibly iOS 5, if it does get released next year for the iPad second generation. Anyway, guys, there are a number of other things that people will probably, say that they want to see in the next generation iPad, not least of which possibly the USB ports, even HDMI, although those kind of things are going to make the device thicker and heavier. Obviously, some people, as well as that, we're going to want to see a thinner iPad. Even again, it's already pretty thin. Some people are going to want a lighter one, because a lot of people have said that based on the weight, you think when you look at it that it's actually lighter than what it is, but it actually feels a lot heavier. There's other things. Obviously, some people are going to want flash. That's never going to happen, not on an Apple product anyway, other than other than your Mac, I'm afraid. Flash support is just not going to happen. We're going HTML5. That's the way of the world. So let me know your thoughts. Is there anything missing on the iPad that has, at the moment, maybe you have an iPad and you're kind of frustrated with it, or maybe you, like myself, didn't buy an iPad because you're waiting for it to have a few extra things. I wonder, will we be disappointed by waiting? But who knows? Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts, and see you in the next video.